What's going on, you guys? It is Kojin here, and today we're going to be talking about Sefirot. Sefirot is the Knuckle Knight class of LaTale. This is a part of the Knight branch. Pretty much, this is probably my favorite Knight. It's the most low-key Knight out of all of them, to be honest. And to be fair, it honestly does have a pretty high skill gap, but in general, you'll be able to figure a lot of it out just from playing it and learning how the natural movements work. Once you figure all that out, honestly, Sefirot kind of plays a lot like a lot of the other classes as well. So we're going to go ahead and just break it down so that you guys can kind of get started with what we're doing today. So let's go ahead and start with our skill breakdown. First, we got Spin Kick. Spin Kick is a bleed move. You can use it twice. Really, really cool, really awesome. It's probably going to be a good chunk of your DPS. Next up, we've got Fire Kick. Fire Kick also is a bleed skill. It's a two-part skill as well. Also a bleed, so this one will also be a large chunk of your DPS. These two skills in general go in tandem with each other. Just so that you guys can know, you'll probably go like this first, and then you'll hit into kick, and you'll get tons of bleed. Next up, we've got Earth Crash. When you use Earth Crash on the second part of the skill, it will reset Spin Kick and Fire Kick. So right after you use it, you can spam this too. Boom, boom, look. And then you can do it again. It's crazy work. So pretty much that's the majority skill rotation for this class. But there are a few other skills that go into the mix. Next up, we've got Ghost Kick. Ghost Kick is what was known as Chain Kicks in Season 2. Probably one of Sefirot's biggest, spam favorite skills that it has. Super, super dope. Next up, we've got Power Vacuum. Power Vacuum is pretty much the summon that Sefirot has. With a super low cooldown, it's like only 3 seconds, so pretty much every 3 seconds or so you can pretty much spam it. Actually, it's 4 seconds, it looks like. It'll probably be closer to 5 depending on your CDR, since I am pretty in-game, but it's relatively solid. Really, really cool. Last but not least, for the skill rotation in general, we have Double Fist. Double Fist is a stun move. Pretty much, it does a little bit of good burst, but it is just mostly a stun move. That's what it's there for. Next up, we're going to talk a little bit about its mobility moves. First off, we've got Dragon Rising, which pretty much is just the Sky Uppercut. It's a 3-stage uppercut. As you use each one, there's a stage to it. So you'll get a power stage every single time that you use the uppercut, which means that every up gets stronger per use. Next up, we've got True Power, which is pretty much just a mobility move. Nothing too crazy. Next up, we've got Dragon Kick. Pretty much will be your aerial control. So pretty much while you're in the air, typically a lot of people will use this move to get across large mob packs with flying mobs in them. You'll be able to scale across pretty easily, even if you don't have a lot of speed momentum. That's mostly what this skill is about, is just the fact that you don't have to worry about skill momentum or speed momentum dropping you into the ground while you're trying to stay aerial. After that, we have got Sliding Kick, which again is just another mobility move, nothing too crazy. Last but not least, we have Half Moon Kick, which also is a mobility move. This one also has a bleed on it, but because it doesn't bleed as good, a lot of people typically don't use it in their rotation. But this skill can be good later on in the game. Like once you start to get around Atlas and whatnot, you might find yourself using this a lot more, simply because there's so many flying mobs that you have to deal with. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now next up, we're going to go ahead and get into the skill rotation. First off, we've got Spin Kick into Fire Kick into Earth Crash, and then that will reset Spin Kick and Fire Kick for you to be able to use them again. And then from there, you want to go into Chain Kicks, and you want to go into Power Vacuum, into Double Fist, back into the kick combo. But pretty much, yeah, that's Sefirot for the most part. Bossing, you'll probably be using a lot more of the aerial moves. The uppercut might be more beneficial for you, but outside of that, really the bossing is very similar to this, just using these skills in general. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Next up, we're going to go ahead and show you how it works in dungeons.